Hey everyone. AMC Entertainment Holdings, often referred to as AMC, is the leading theatrical exhibitor chain in the world, offering millions of moviegoers with an experience of popcorn and a movie. Their primary industry is entertainment, specifically theatrical exhibition. This company was selected because of my interest in entertainment. However, the industry itself is also interesting, as it's experienced lasting impacts from several recent events, like COVID-19 and the recent strikes. Perhaps most notable, though, is the impact which substitutes like streaming services have had on the industry and AMC. AMC and the theater industry seem to be facing many problems. The rise of at-home content streaming already lowered attendance rates in theaters. Since the pandemic, theater attendance has fallen even further. The problem now facing the industry is that it's not recovering as expected. In 2023, roughly 825 million tickets have been sold in the US and Canada, which is a far cry from the pre-pandemic 1.2 billion. So why has theater attendance stalled? The biggest problem leading to this stall is the new normal. Movies are moving to streaming platforms sooner, and customers have discovered substitutes for theaters that they prefer. Put simply, customers are failing to see the value in a movie theater experience over substitutes. This problem lies at the intersection of a lack of value added to the customer, an internal problem, and the shifting environment the industry finds itself in, which is an external one. To determine the course of action AMC should take, we will consider three primary criteria. The first and most critical of these criteria is cohesiveness with the company brand, weighted out of 10. This criteria rates so highly because of the emphasis their overall strategy places on being the world-class leader in forward-thinking innovations and customer engagement. They seek to deliver the best theater experience to their customers and push to be the premium brand for moviegoers. Thus, any action must align closely with their premium branding. However, it would be foolish not to consider AMC's current financial situation when making a recommendation. AMC currently has low liquidity and high debt levels. Their most recent annual report mentions that cash flows are expected to meet material cash requirements for the next 12 months, but not much else. As such, many strategic initiatives, especially those which are more costly, have been delayed significantly. It's therefore worthwhile to consider cost in the criteria for how AMC addresses their problem. For this reason, this has been weighted at 7. Similarly, the CEO estimated earlier this year that AMC could run out of cash within the next 2 years. AMC's closest competing theater chain operator, Cineworld, who operates Regal, filed for bankruptcy just over a year ago. With the danger looming, it is imperative that the solution be one which can be implemented and realized quickly. For these reasons, this has been weighted at 4. To understand the problem AMC is facing and the criteria for solutions, a few sources were utilized. Firstly, recent business press published within the last year was utilized heavily. This business press, which covered AMC, the industry, and its competitors, shed light on the issues plaguing AMC and theatrical industry in general. Well, it also shared some valuable insights into efforts AMC and others have made to overcome these struggles. Company reports and announcements were integral in understanding the values and goals of the company, both short and long term. AMC's annual report outlined their overall strategy and several hurdles that influence how strategic decisions are currently being made. As such, these reports, announcements, and statements were crucial to identifying what criteria to consider and how important these criteria are. Performance data and trends within the industry, as well as those of substitutes and complementary products, also provide a wealth of information to the analysis by providing where the company sits within the market and how customers are choosing to spend their money. Such data can not only assist in identifying strategic maneuvers of competitors, but also recognizing where opportunities lie. Customer and market data will also be beneficial in determining what customers are coming to AMC, why they're coming there, and how they're choosing to spend their money. This data will require primary research, but can help AMC understand why customers are spending the way they are, and provide insight into possible solutions to generate additional customer interest. AMC could approach this problem in several ways. One option is to diversify into other industries, either related or unrelated. By diversifying, AMC is opening new revenue streams, bringing customers from markets that may generally not be attracted to the theater. This strategy could take a few forms, from acting as a distribution partner to other chains, to creating their own product lines with their brand name. In either case, diversification will open new avenues for AMC and likely build brand recognition. However, based on the criteria described, AMC should instead approach this issue with a focus on differentiation. By differentiating themselves from their competitors and substitutes, AMC can provide higher value to the customers, touting the benefits and unique experiences that can only come from shared movie theater outings. One of the biggest differentiators AMC has over its substitutes are shared experiences that movie theaters bring to audience members. Capitalizing on events and event-like movies, like the summer blockbusters, will emphasize one of the biggest benefits of a theater: experience. This can be seen with the recent success of the Taylor Swift concert movie, which drove huge crowds to theaters who abandoned their usual rules to create a concert-like atmosphere. This success was also seen with the viral Barbenheimer double feature, and is likely to be recreated with the upcoming Beyoncé concert movie. Similar events could bolster the AMC theater chain to be more than a movie and rather an experience. Further differentiation could come from offering immersive and interactive experiences and entertainment for fans. Think of this like a small-scale Disney attraction. Moviegoers enter an AMC lobby that's fully decorated and are greeted with their favorite characters from whatever blockbuster is opening that night or running that weekend. AMC could also expand their movie theater dining options. They could do this by becoming a one-stop location for date nights. Customers could come in, have a nice meal at the AMC restaurant, then head over to their movie for the evening. Some AMCs have fuller meal options, but few, if any, provide a full date-like experience. Or they could partner with food delivery services like DoorDash to offer delivery to their theaters. AMC could also be the theatrical partner for smaller independent films or theatrical runs for streaming service originals, turning these services into complements and partners rather than strictly substitutes. AMC could also rent out their screens for private events and promote customer loyalty with rewards programs. Put simply, AMC must realize their goal to be the premier movie theater chain by offering more than just comfy recliners and big screens. They need to transition away from being in the theatrical exhibition business and into the theatrical experience business. Watching a movie is nothing special. Experiencing a movie is truly unique. Each of these alternatives were measured against the weighted criteria previously described in a decision matrix. Differentiation has the closest fit to the brand's overall goal and image of being premium. Though diversification could meet this need, it would do so in a less direct manner and, depending on the method taken, would offer AMC less control. Meanwhile, AMC would have far tighter control over what they do within their theaters and can therefore better ensure quality. Both alternatives score similarly in cost. Differentiation would require additional deals be made with movie distributors and possibly merchandising for these events, as well as expansion of their food options, but would not necessarily require new expertise. The cost of diversification depends largely on the method of diversification pursued. If they simply license their brand name to products produced by others, the cost would be less than self-production. There would be R&D, marketing, and distribution costs, even if outsourced. This will also likely require new expertise. However, if they diversify into becoming an entertainment center, costs will be significant. Additional real estate, staff, and training will be required. If AMC diversifies into, say, bowling alleys or skating rinks, new technologies might also be required as well. Differentiation also has an overall quicker implementation speed than diversification. While the dining options may take some time, the other differentiation opportunities described would require heavily on additional training and additional deals being made with selected partners. This strategy could likely start rolling out in 6 to 12 months, while diversification would take longer, especially depending on the path taken. If diversifying to offer more services, this would require acquisitions, possible construction, hiring, and training. If diversifying into retail, this timeline would include R&D, market testing, revision, production, distribution, and marketing. This plan would likely take a minimum of a year to start rolling out, though could easily expand beyond this. To implement the described differentiation plans, AMC will require some internal development in the form of training and menu expansion. These resources mostly exist within AMC already or can be readily obtained. However, most of the differentiation strategies outlined require partnership with other firms. These will include the movie production, distribution, and merchandising firms to create these experiences, but may also include food delivery services to expand their menu offerings externally and encourage delivery to the AMC theaters. These partnerships may also include streaming service partners to offer their movies in a theatrical run. AMC already has some relationships with movie distributors and even merchandisers. Focusing on expanding and building these relationships further would be beneficial to AMC and further differentiate them. Unfortunately, it's not a foolproof strategy. The partners that AMC needs may not be able to reach an agreement. Alternatively, the agreement may not necessarily prevent these partners from seeking similar agreements with AMC's competition. Similar agreements with their competition would deteriorate significantly the differentiating factor. It's also possible that it may drive some customers away. Not every day or every showing needs to be an event, nor should it, but some may not appreciate the experience-driven focus. Following this strategy, it is expected that it will take AMC 6 to 12 months to complete negotiations, form partnerships, and train employees before implementation. Following this, it's expected that AMC will start seeing results within the next quarter, with larger outcomes starting more noticeably in about 6 to 12 months. These results and the performance of the recommendations should be measured via financial metrics, but also through non-financial measures such as attendance, time and amount spent, customer satisfaction, customer spending trends, and customer demographics. Using these metrics, it will be known if these recommendations succeeded, if AMC increases theater attendance, regardless of what attracted the customers to the theater. AMC does seem likely to pursue some of these differentiation strategies. However, it seems unlikely that AMC will be willing and able to implement these recommendations in a timely manner. Should they incorporate these recommendations, it's likely that AMC will attract more customers into the theater that stay there for longer periods of time and spend more money. The most likely result, though, may be an unfortunate one, as AMC seems unlikely to spend already limited liquidity on these endeavors. If AMC is unable or unwilling to make significant strides in initiatives, they are unlikely to recover the customer base they had years prior, and liquidity is likely to fall even further. The theater industry is struggling, and it is likely we will see significant change in the industry in years to come. By getting in and building relationships with suppliers and customers early, as well as further integrating your brand with the idea of being the premier movie theater and the premier entertainment, AMC can build a strong position that will make customers loyal and eager to come back for their next movie experience. In doing so, AMC will truly be making movies better.